Hi and welcome to Birds with Wattle.
We've got a thing about wine.
And we want you to have a thing about wine too.
Now, we are well into the game season.
So if you've never grappled with a guinea fowl
Or marinated a muntjac.
now's the time to give it a go.
Yes, and even if you are handy with a hare, you may not know what wine works best.
So we've rustled up some that will take some beating.
Yeah,
Game on! First up, we've got a white wine. It's the Bockgale Pinot d'Alsace, the 2008 vintage, and this one's available from Lakewaite's at $12.99 a bottle.
Now, Pinot d'Alsace is a funny old wine. It's a mixture of all the different sorts of Pinot grown in Alsace, clues in the title. This one happens to have Pinot Noir, Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris and Pinot Auxerrois, and it's the most lovely golden colour.
You'd think they could have chosen one Pinot and decided to stick with it, couldn't
But
you?
no, this is the point of it. It's got a gorgeous appley smell, absolutely
I
stunning.
mean, look at the colour. I don't even see the colour on that. I don't know about the game season. I think we're in the rainy season here. Anyway,
It really is rich, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, red is the obvious choice for game, isn't it? But if you've got white meat, then finding a white like this can be absolutely delicious, can't it? It
Yes.
can really work.
Exactly. You need something like this that's full of flavour. I mean, my mouth is full. It is almost sweet, isn't it? It's really heavy and rich.
And it's quite oily, isn't it, in the mouth? You can feel it it's sort of coating it, isn't it? It's not one of those crisp, acidic Sauvignon Blancs, which would be totally wrong.
Anything
wouldn't it?
zingy would be horrible.
Yeah, absolutely delicious. And it seems that these Alsace wines, because of their character, they just sort of lend themselves.
Yeah, that
don't
rich
they?
body.
Yeah.
There's the sort of weight. It's absolutely perfect with a meat that's got a bit more.
Yeah, right
taste.
on target. I mean, especially if you're serving something like pheasant, partridge, duck, or rabbit.
So I've just got a little bit of a problem about roasting anything that's cute.
Oh, especially if it's got long ears and a fluffy tail. How could you eat that?
Right, our first red is the Malvera Lange Nebbiolo. It's the 2007 vintage, and this is $11.99 in Waitrose.
Now, without a doubt, game is definitely autumn food. Isn't
Yeah, definitely. And so you need a wine that goes with those rich flavours, with the mushroomy, red wine saucy, gorgeous richness.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can see this is going to work well with things like red cabbage or things with spices. You know, like those junipers, the cinnamons, all those kind of things. Don't you reckon?
Yeah. Now this has got the typical. It's the Barolo. It's Lange Nebbiolo is the sort of the younger cousin of Barolo, and this has got that Barolo sort of smell, hasn't it? Really, it's so perfumed, just beautiful.
Yeah, and there's like cherries and spice. Actually,
It is
you know,
spicy,
when I said
savoury.
it'll work with those spices,
Absolutely
like juniper,
perfect.
it will. It so will. It's sort of got a sort of savouriness to it, hasn't it?
It's beautiful. It's just gorgeous.
Absolutely yummy.
Now, I think a nice side dish to game is a red onion tarte tatin. And that with this. Actually, you could just make tarte tatin by itself and have it with this. It's just that earthiness. Oh, delicious.
Yeah, and this wine's weighty enough to go with something like venison, isn't it? Like a steak or a haunch.
Absolutely, yeah. And what's great about game is that because it's got so much flavour, it can really handle being dressed up a bit.
What, like a what? Like a ptarmigan in a tweed suit, you mean?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Next up, we've got this Pinot Noir. It's called the Lioness. It's the 2010 vintage, and it's available from Tesco at $12.99.
Now, Pinot Noir is the definitive game wine, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Absolutely,
is.
be it from Burgundy or the New World.
Yes, I mean, it's classic. People would always say, wouldn't they, put a Burgundy with some game.
Yeah.
And we rather like this one because this one's from Western Australia, and we think it's going to go really well.
It smells gorgeous.
You can feel it's going to be a warm wine, can't you, with the right fruit.
Essence of Pinot Noirs.
Yeah.
Just lovely. Again, savoury, undergrowthy.
Yeah, but some red fruit, some strawberry fruit.
Yeah. And it is fruity, but it's not sort of a dark purple fruit. It's something baked. It's
yeah, absolutely
gorgeous.
Delicious. And this is going to really work with those reduced and sticky sauces. Yeah, something like damson. Think red currants.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
And although you'd think that with red wine you'd serve red meat, if you're serving white game with these sticky sauces, this wine is just going to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think even the purists would grouse about that now.
Our last wine is the Ravenswood Lodi Zinfandel. It's the 2009 vintage, and this is $9.99 in Majestic and Tesco.com.
Can I say this is a big buck of a wine?
It certainly is.
Oh. Lovely colour, nice red, deep. Oh, doesn't that smell good?
Yeah, it's lovely, but it's quite a gentle smell, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's very inviting.
And
it's
again,
warm and baked
fruit. That's lovely. There's quite a lot of
spicy.
Oak. It's spicy oak, isn't it?
It's oak, but it's not rough tannin. It's very, very smooth, because you don't want a big tannic wine with game.
Tannin is hideous with game.
Yeah.
This is really, it's a delicious wine, this, isn't it?
It is.
Actually,
Actually,
I
I could
surprised.
just sip this without the game quite
It's
easily.
lovely. Now this would be ideal with hare in a rich sauce.
I don't want a hare in my rich sauce.
I'm so sorry. Or, I'll gloss over that one, marinated venison or a rich game stew.
Okay,
Something with a bit of welly.
anything that's well hung, in fact.
Moving swiftly on.
Anyway, this is absolutely delicious, this wine. It's going to really work with so many of those sweet fruity sauces, something with big on flavour.
Yeah.
It's going to match really well.
It's delicious. So, pluck up the courage and hunt down some game.
And in your case, it might just mean a trip to the butcher's.
Yeah.
See you next
time.